My name is Brother Floyd Lopez. I'm from Caleb's Mesa Baptist Church. I'm born and raised on the Navajo Reservation. May 22nd, 1979, me and my brother were brought into this world. And the way we heard about the gospel is through a pastor named Brother Rod Vincent, which came out of here 50 years ago from Michigan, from Detroit. And their sending church is College Heights Baptist Church in Farmington, New Mexico. Brother Ron and Don Corley, which are the authors of the original first Navajo Bible. And through their ministry, my grandpa, which is Roy Lopez, he's the one that was a translator to the Navajos right there on the eastern checkerboard side, which is on the New Mexico side. So through their sending Rod Vincent out to the Navajo reservation where I'm from, it's called Pueblo Pintada. And they brought the gospel out there. I was maybe about 4 or 5 years old, and they had a church, and they built a church, and they had a children's ministry, a school, which is Rose Vincent. She was our teacher, and we got introduced to that. Long story short, my mom took us out of the church, and we ended up going secular. I grew up in the boarding school. Started getting in trouble at 5th grade. I started doing drugs at 13. Went the wrong way. We got out of church. I was lost this whole time. Didn't know I was lost. I had a knowledge of God because we did grow up in Caleb's Mesa Baptist Church. And by the time I was 13, I started getting arrested, started getting into the gang life, started going in and out of juvie facilities. I ended up in a New Mexico boys' school back in 1996 and 97. For a string of crimes that I was committing. Then I came out of there, and then I got married to my first wife. Her name was Bertina Lopez, and that's where my boys were born, Jaime and Thomas Lopez. And then I started getting into more drugs and more alcohol, and it just steamrolled into me going to prison over some domestic violence and gun charges and being in a gang. And I spent about 18 years in and out of prison, in and out of facilities. And then finally, as I got older, I started getting tired of the same monotonies, the same nonsense, and I got in trouble on the res with my twin brother. And they sent me to South Carolina to a men's home called the New Havens Home for Men through Life Baptist Church in St. Stephen, South Carolina. Brother Alfred Willis was there, and he led me to the Lord one day at a group session, and he asked me if I knew where I got saved or if I knew about the new birth, and I didn't. I didn't know. So Brother Alfred said, well, let's settle it. So on November 16th at 7:56 p.m. 2015, I asked the Lord to come into my heart, and that was 10 years ago. And things didn't get better because I wasn't discipled right. I wasn't in the training, and I ended up going back into the world for 5 years, where I ended up getting shot. I was going back to prison. I was headed back the same road that I tried to come out of, but finally, and when before COVID hit, I came back to the reservation, and I tried to get my life in order. So I joined a church, which is through Brother Pastor Forster, Neil Forster, which is right there, Standing Rock, New Mexico. And at that time, he was going through a transition period, and I sent him. He was going back to Minnesota or wherever he came from. He had just lost his brother, so we got sent to a sister church, Crown Point Baptist Church, which is Brother Aaron Nelson. And so we ended up getting discipled under him, and then I became the assistant pastor there for about 4 years. And then, but long story short, in Joel it talks about, God says, I will heal the years that the locusts have eaten. And my pastor, my preacher, Brother Rod Vincent, my original preacher, always gave me that verse, and to this day, God has mended my family. God has restored my fellowship with Him. I'm serving in the church now, and I've been preaching for 4 years now, and I've been here at Ganado Baptist Bible College under Mark Haynes, and we've been getting the training. My family, my wife, I'm married now. I got a wife. My boys came back into my life. It was 14 years that I hadn't seen them, but God restored all that fellowship, and God is good. He's taken care of my life, and all I had to do was become faithful to him and hate sin, because it destroys lives. It destroys a lot of our Navajo people. So right now we're under a program called Hope, and that's through Brother Rick Carter curriculum, and that's helping others put off entanglements, and we're just implementing that in our church right there at Caleb's Mesa Baptist Church. And we're working with a brother from College Heights. His name is Brother Saul Jacobo, and we just got back from Oklahoma with the Hope Conference, and we're trying to get trained up in the counseling and trying to help people dealing with drug addiction. Last night we had the opportunity to lead a man to the Lord who's demonically possessed because he's been smoking meth for like 8 years. But we got a chance to preach to him, and now he made a profession of faith. And let's just pray that he would be a testimony like me. And I just thank the Lord that he changed his lives, and he did a 180 for me, and all glory to him.